like well coordinated. We're gonna win that messy team fight no matter what. But again, we're in the draft. It's Team Falcons is gonna start off with Lady Soon. She's been the hero of the championship thus far. She's the #1 picked hero. Has a lot of potential, especially with Bobby piloting her.
Yep, and they want to keep things honest, right? So they ban out the Changfei, they ban out the Mai as well. I think they're a little bit more confident. You can definitely tell from the players' faces as well. But DMT, they're not affected. They get the Dharma for themselves. Really see how Chipengs has done on Dharma. He is one scary Dharma as well. And we have a Dolia with the Celestial Melody, which opens up so many options, right? You have the Kaiser, you have the Dun, you have the Shangguan, and even Ganemo.
Look, Dolia has been picked 22 times thus far. This is going to be the 23rd. She has not had a good win rate. She's 36% in terms of win rate. Like the teams that pick her, they've been prioritizing her. They've been trying to even first picking her, but they have not had too much success. I do not like this hero going into this one. I know that you have a bunch of skins with her, so that you like this hero, but it's not for me.
Well, you can say that to DMT because as of now, they are correct. And, going up against DMT, I'm not going to win that battle.
Yeah, all right, okay. But they're going to round it out in the first phase. Arlie, Dolia, Dharma. Nice little combination. I mean, they have potential. I think it really comes back to the last 2 picks and see exactly what sort of Celestial Melody targets there might be. But Team Falcons go a different route. They go with the Dune, which is, again, very strong, very hotly contested. Being picked 24 times. I don't know about that last series. But with Princess Frost to kind of create these zones of death with that Blizzard, I think it's a very strong lineup thus far.
I think a good thing as well is the fact they've taken the Shangguan off the table, right? Because normally when the Dolia comes through, it's either the likes of the Lane, the Kaiser, the Shangguan. So taking Shangguan off that mid lane, especially after Jill's performance of Game 1 on the Mai Shiranui, we generally see the performance of a Shangguan even more powerful than when it is on a Mai.
Yeah, exactly. And Shangguan does a number onto Princess Frost and Lady Sun because they don't exactly have the best escape mechanisms as well. You want them to be aggressive instead of being in a defensive state. Now, Dominator Esports, I like the draft quite a bit, but they need a little bit more tank. Unless they're going with the same strategy in Game 1, which is going to be aggressive, offensive, and we want to take over the entire map right from the get-go.
Yeah, but they don't have a mid lane yet. Generally speaking, they're going to be more on the squishier side. I mean, the Kaiser's going to be picked here. You talk about the fact that they needed a bit of a tank. They got one in this one. Now, in that last pick is like a Lady John, like who else would you want? Like who else in the mid lane kind of like would you be comfortable with it?
Why? Why are you picking a mortar here? He does not offer that much. They are really squishy. You have a Dun, great. You have the Gale's Benediction as well. But at this point, I think DMT, they have prepared themselves for a very scary lineup, and that is in the form of the Haino.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's very balanced. Okay, it looks like they're going to go Ganemo. Same sort of strategy.
Yeah, it's really painful.
You have the range poke. You have that ability to kite. Dominating Esports. This is looking to be a very scary lineup. Team Falcons, you're talking about the fact that, why did they pick the moats here? Yeah, you have a little bit of control, but, I mean, if you get the pick off into Arlie, okay, great, but getting onto the Arlie is not going to be easy.
And the pacings are really fast from the side of Dominator, right?
Yeah.
The moment they hit level 4, that's when they kind of almost hit full strength. Then it's about, hey, what items do we have, and what kind of difficulty can they put across the Falcons? So right now, game number 2, once more, it is going to be an easier step forward, maybe for Dominator and Falcons. They have to try and swing one back here.
They have to. I mean, you do not want to be down 0-2. That would be the most demoralizing thing going into a third game being down 0-2. I mean, we've seen reverse sweeps happen, but unfortunately, I just would not want to be in that position.
Okay, they have a good start, right? Jill didn't get the best start, actually got kited out less than half his health left. And FF, if he steals this is what they're looking for. But Freddy is just a better jungler at this point.
Whoa. Better or just faster with the smite button? Huh?
That contributes to better.
That makes it better. I got it. Okay. Well, Freddy is then clearly the better one because he got it on this one with that red buff. But, look, Falcons right now made a rotation. They tried to go for the invade. You were talking about aggression. Looks like they got the memo from Coach Kin.
Yep, and the risk was not worth it because right now FF is going to be slower. He's going to be one buff behind. And the fact of the matter is, right now, DMT, same lineup, right? You give them the advantage, they will continue fighting with you and just put you behind.
Yeah, I wonder if Team Falcons lose, are we just like, oh, it's because Coach Kin was giving bad advice. They were too aggressive.
I don't know. I don't know what's stronger at this point, right? What, DMT or your gaslighting?
A little bit of both, if I would say so myself. But, you know, Dominator Esports, you know, a little bit behind in terms of this net worth. Falcons have done a great job. They need to have a... Oh, sorry. It just jumped a little bit. Okay, it looks like Dominator Esports are in the lead. And that's kind of not where Team Falcons want to be. They need to make a little bit more action happen.
Yeah, FF is still behind Freddy, right? So Freddy already has 4, he has the Invincible Warrior. We're just looking for L to hit that level 4 mark, and it's going to be a tough battle for the side of Falcons as well. So DMT, I like the fact that they have hang on to the roots to how they won in game number 1. Right now, they just need to make sure they finish their play.
Yeah, they need to finish that one. And, I mean, look, they're do a little bit of harassing and harrying in that mid lane, make Jurl's life a little bit more uncomfortable. Okay. We saw Jurl in game 1 with the Mai, very high flying, in your face, high damaging glass cannon. But Ganon Mo is more of the slower pace, just attacking from afar, right? He's not really that high mobility type of hero. Are you okay with kind of just limiting Jurl's potential playmaking ability?
No, I think it's fine, right? Because based on what's happening now, you will notice that FF and Wawa will find it very difficult to come in. And that's the only way. Hang on, Wawa.
Ooh, Wawa a little bit too close for comfort here. Freddy is in. Obviously, the Invincible Warrior does get procced, but nothing comes out of it yet. So a little bit of the fight down into the farm lane as well. L taking a few shots, but Ganamo with a rotation is going to kind of hopefully deter Falcons from that T1 in the mid.
Yep, so take a look at what's happening, right? Nobody on the side of Falcons is able to step into the faces of DMT. And that's exactly why Joe on this Ganembo, as well as Toshi on this Arlie, is so wonderful, because you can only get the pressure. They will only make mistakes when you're in their faces.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the brilliance of that poke. That range advantage is actually key, right? Going into this one, Ray, yeah, you might be able to clear some zones and whatnot, but it's, ooh, Toshi taking a little bit of damage, he's going to back off.
Not just that, I mean, Clue went in and used his ultimate think inside the box, and he was nowhere near.
Well, okay. Unfortunately, sometimes you miss some of the shots you take. Clue not able to hit that one, and a little unfortunate here, but this is a bit of an opening for Dominator, especially since that think inside the box is on cooldown here, and it looks like they're going to put a little bit of pressure in the bottom lane here.
Yep, and definitely, I think DMT definitely has more composure than their counterparts at this point. A little trigger happy for my taste on the side of Falcons, right? But Falcons, we know they can recover. Let's see what it takes for them to really recompose themselves and maybe take a steal here.
Yeah, Toshi, he got cannon blasted, but FF still up in front. Probably not going to give this up for free, but going in.
Yep, I mean, right now we see that Freddy is going in with the Invincible Warrior. He's able to claim Bobby, so that's a lot of damage from the side of Falcons going down. Ray really being the only kind of guy there that needs to be in, but okay, he gets in there. They get the turnaround. Toshi and L go down. That's a 2-1 trade for Falcons.
He baited it out. He was pretending like he was running. Toshi and L were like, we got him on the run. And then he turns around, FF that is. He gets an amazing 2-man win slash, sets it up for the rest of Team Falcons to just kind of clean house, and now they have a lead.
Yep, and at this point, I need to commend Ray. Ray hasn't been really consistent in this competition, but my goodness, that frigid prison just changed the whole fight there.
Yeah, and we need to see more of that. I think it's going to be on point, but it sets it up, right? With this cannon blast, you have a nice little 1-2 combination. I know that you were being very critical, overly critical, on the Moats pick, Kindofu, but I think that in this one, it's a nice little combination.
Well, it's nice to be spicy, right?
There's many flavors from the carbon monoxide.
There's many flavors of tofu, and of course, it feels like Holler has gotten the spicy one. But yeah, take a look at it.
So hot!
This particular one, right? Falcon is doing well. Falcon is doing what they need to be doing.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and that's what they want to be. I mean, having that slight advantage, off the back of FF, who's looking to go in, but he needs to defend this mid lane here.
He needs to defend it as well. I mean, he's connecting a few of those hits, gets the minion wave taken off thanks to the turret. FF was kind of like a little bit too worse for words, as in he was going in with a Unruly Blade, had no way of getting out, but fortunately for the Doom pick, right, he's able to have a lot of shield, and that's the kind of thing that saved him in that one. Normally, a lot of junglers would have got taken out. The Wind Slash goes go and connects onto Freddy, and we're going to get a follow-up here from Clue, kind of blast a little bit too far to the left.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things that I think DMT will recognize really quickly is the fact that FF will continually dive headfirst into whatever target, because that's the win condition here.
Yep, G-Bangs gets caught out by a few of those knockups there. We do see the Windrush come in. It is going to be able to get out of there. G-Bangs gets the T1 into the clash lane as well. So open up those side lanes, something that Dominator has failed to do yet. But what has been picked up is DMT, Joel, and Freddy. And it looks like L may go down as well. That is a nice comeback for Falcons.
Yeah, Team Falcons, that was an amazing win slash. FF is playing out of his mind, literally carrying this game right now, setting it up, and it just like knocking him down for the rest of the team. I mean, he's just like, he has been the carry, so to speak.
We talked about recovery. This is exactly what Falcon needs to give us today. And Dominator, I like the fact they had a very strong early game, but once again, you see this very, very obvious weakness, right? The moment they get dove on, who's the savior at this point? The Dolia, I understand why you don't like her in this draft and this patch. Win rate definitely affected because she's unable to tank for the team.
Yeah, again, it just comes back to like, yeah, you have double the truths, double the invincible warriors. Great. But just when the team fights are happening, you don't really have too much control. You're not like a Zhang Fei or even a Motes in this case with the Cannon Blast, right? Which can kind of just help contribute. Obviously, you had Ode, which is like, you know, like a little bit of a pushback, but you could actually mess up the team fight by pushing people in a bad spot for your own team.
Yeah, kind of true. And at this point, I feel like Falcons, the way they've drafted is to take away mindshare from the team, right? So Ray is able to just plan and aim his frigid prison, and it has worked out perfectly so far, simply because FF has been diving like a madman.
Yeah, diving like a madman, but he's got the level advantage. He's been aggressive. He has, you know, everything that you would want. I mean, he's what, 5,700? 1,000K net worth lead over Freddy. And mind you, Kaiser, I'm not a huge fan. Like, don't get me wrong, he can be a great hero if you're looking specifically for a tank. But to do the damage and damage dealing is what Freddy kind of wants to be doing and not just like getting punched in the face all the time. So I'm not sure if this is the best hero for Dominator.
Yeah, but we'll see, right? End of the day, it's not a very huge lead. 3,000 more or less, but Dominator, we know how they come back into the games because they play the map. And right now, I think Falcons, if they do well not to fall into the game plan of Dominator, they should be able to even the odds out.
Yeah, and just being like just a bad person myself, congratulations to the Falcons for surviving the 8-minute mark. They're into this one with 840, but they had the lead. And again, I told you, Team Falcons is going to bounce back. They always do. They always find ways to win. And it looks like, you know, off the back of FF in this game, they're going to really stick it to the enemy team.
Yep, they found their confidence, right? And at this point, you can't blame them. They had the not exactly the best start to the first series, and maybe that kind of woke them up a little bit. And I like the way that the draft is working, right? So right now, as long as FF continually dives into the faces of DMT with the appropriate backup, it should work out for their draft.
Yeah, but it goes in with the Cannon Blaster as well. It's going to be Motu leading up the fight onto the Invincible Warrior. The winter is going to be the end of Kaiser for now. Falcons getting another kill. That's 6-1. Are they able to lead these minions through? No. DMT do a good effort at slowing down the minions in the mid wave. But looking up in the clash lane, Wawa is doing quite a feat here as he tries to approach this T2. Trying to land the Cannon Blast is Clue.
Yeah, wombo combo. That's first part of it. Wawa doing what Wawa does best, which is to bring the lanes as well. So they're controlling the map a little bit better than Dominator at this point. So this is a refreshing thing for Falcon fans, but Dominator, they're waiting for one particular marker, which is that overdive, right? The moment FF makes the mistake of diving without the support of his teammates, you will see DMT turn the whole fight around.
One thing I didn't like, though, about the fact that they did get the kill onto Freddy was that they really could convert it. I mean, the top T2 is now going to be killed, but it took a little bit, and they didn't take the mid T1, which is, again, a little bit more of a priority, but...
Whoa, getting the instant kill, 74% onto the Ganamo. That's a big upset going into this next team fight between Falcons and DMT. Able to get the neutral objective, the Tyrant going over to Falcons as well. It is the Shadow Tyrant. It is going to get more powerful, and that Chain Lightning is going to help. But C-Panks takes out Bobby. He waits in the bush, and it is going to be a crucial crowd control for the side of DMT. But FF takes down Freddy. That is FF for Freddy.
Yeah, very strategic placement of skills and the way they take this fight as well, right? One of the things that you will see they are doing consistently is they're wasting that. Oh,
whoa! Into the back onto Toshi. He's like, hey, that Parasol's not going to save you, but C-Banks returns the favor onto Ray. He keeps him down. That Cannon Blast is going to be the holy grail for the side of Falcons as they only have Wawa and Clue in that mid lane. Maybe just trying to stop that push onto the T1 is all they can do.
Thanks. I mean, that was a nice truth, right? Just they were looking to go for an ambush, and it wasn't the greatest for them. But Team Falcons, I mean, 2 members down on that one. They got caught out. Wawa trying to do what he can in terms of these team fights.
Oh, okay, that was a bit risky there. You know, FF, if he had been a little bit more ballsy, he might have just used Unruly Blade to go in and steal with this smite as well.
Yeah, played a little bit timid on that one. He probably should have gone in, but now, I mean, look, this net worth lead is still in favor of Falcons, but I feel like Dominator Esports are slowly crawling their way back into this one.
Oh, they definitely are, right? I'm looking for the next item. I'm probably guessing it should be the Mask of Agony. If not, the Scepter of Reverberation coming in for this Princess Frost. Ray, he has been making so many clutch catches with the Bridget Prison.
Yep, speaking of catches, we do get the Wind Slash onto L there. The Winter's coming doing a lot of damage onto Jurl to keep him away from that squishier backline of Falcons. But Seapang's going in with a knock up onto FF. Down goes Dune, and this is the green light for Freddy. The Invincible Warrior drives Falcons back into that T1 as they lose potentially this T2. In the clash lead.
This is why all of the teams fight for the Dharma, right? Just the ability to control, blow the guy up is just on another level. And this is FF. He's on the dude. He's very tanky. He gets a Gale's Benediction, he's going to be fine. But there's no way where, because he had no opportunity. Xinpeng just knocked him out.
Yeah, exactly. And the stuns do come in as well. And this is the scary thing for this side of Falcons, right? So they had the lead. Right now, it is slowly going back into the camp of DMT.
Yes, I mean, as they try to take this Azure Golem, they do get it, so Freddy is able to steal an Azure Golem from the side of Falcons, which is pretty huge onto Doom, right? We need that cooldown reduction on his skills, quicken him up, but then also his mana bar as well. But Seapeng's taking a few hits there with the Cannon Blast. T1 may be looking to open up for Falcons.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be opening up. I mean, they need to figure out ways to kind of play with this lead. Team Falcons, again, they seem to be more on the defensive more than anything else, which is a little worrying because you're giving more space for Dominating Esports to get back in.
Yep, I hope FF doesn't get traumatized by the fact that he got taken down once. He needs to be able to dive headfirst into the lineup, especially in the face of Freddy or Jiro, because if not, he's going to have the freedom and the peace of mind to really just aim and time his skills.
Yeah. I mean, play to your strengths, right? Play confident, go in. Do not be scared. Oh, here we go. Speaking of which.
I mean, I'm waiting for Seapangs. Look at him. He is literally being a stalker. He waits for Bobby to be opened up. That is Seapangs. He is patient. Assassin on the side of DMT. You can see Toshi trying the neutral objective here as his teams now rotate. They don't get the T1 in the mid lane, and they're going to go for this neutral objective. But Seapangs, he's got patience of a saint.
Yeah, he's got patience. Well, I don't know if it's a saint. He's more of like an assassin. I don't see too many saints that are assassinating people like that. But, you know, he was just like a heat-seeking missile in that sense. And finding Bobby, and Bobby was just got a little out of position. Xinpeng went in with the flash and hit him with the truth. Just completely blew him up. And now Team Falcons on the defensive without Bobby for another 5.
Yep, the target prio by DMT is what makes them #1 seed in Indonesia as well. And as of
here
now,
goes the high ground turret as well for Falcons. So DMT having a shaky early game, but this is a great setup for DMT for now. T2 in the mid lane, being trying to be set up here by Xinpeng, but this is what they need to do, is these early wins, the Peacekeeper coming through, Cannon Blast as well to deter Freddy.
yeah, they need to do a little bit better on the side of Falcons, right? Right now, they're being caught out. DMT knows what Falcons are looking for, and they're exposing them.
Oh, okay. Wind Slash Unruly Blade going in onto the Dolia. I mean, it's a bit of a strange one to go for. We've got no damage there to try and take out the Dolia to get rid of that Bless him, right?
Tried there. I mean, FF will just go for anybody at this point. Because, I mean, you set it up, you get the Unruly Blade, you lock them in, and then you have Clue with the Cannon Blast to kind of wombo combo, and you potentially blow them up. They weren't on the same page. Bobby, so low. Oof. Those blades doing some serious work. But again, now Team Falcons, right now, I feel like the momentum has shifted in favor of Dominator.
Oh, for sure. You know, even though it is pretty even in the gold department, right now Dominator have full control of the map. T3 is taken down on the bot, with T3s on the top potentially falling as well. And Dominator will do well for themselves to place this Shadow Overlord probably on the top lane and, you know, help the function and push that function of the creeps on the bot.
Yep, the Cannon Blast does land onto Freddy, but I don't think anyone else is going to fall from this at the moment. Bobby is doing a lot of damage onto Eldo, but all that healing is just going to be too much. Toshi takes down Bobby for now, and we see Seapangs. He's able to get Ray, but he flashes out. Then we see Freddy coming through. Mr. Freddy 5 Fingers getting the kill onto Ray.
All right, I'm going to quote Admiral Akbar when I say, it's a twap, because that was a bad situation. I mean, Ray and Bobby, they were like, oh, we can just get the pick off, but then the rest of Dominator Esports was right there. They were able to clean house, and Bobby just got completely baited on that one.
Yeah, they're definitely functioning better as a team on the side of Dominator, right? And right now they will be rewarded. This T3 on the top will fall.
Oh, yes, they completely bypass the T2. They get the minions into the T2, decide, hey, why not let's go for the high ground turret. We see that the peek inside the box comes through for Falcons. Is it going to be enough? Clue gets taken down. It is going to be game 2 for Dominator!
Dominator Esports, I mean, they were behind, but they find ways to win. Letting them get back in the game. Falcons, again, a couple of gaps. Right? Things that you can't really do when you're playing the lead, and unfortunately for Team Falcons, they're down.
Yeah, so it's a question to the doubters, right? At this point, Dominator Esports has convinced me and the rest of the audience as well that they are well on their way to close this with a clean